I've heard that one before.
This thing on? Anybody there? We are good. Ladies and gentlemen, take two. Sorry for the slight delay. There may have been a wardrobe malfunction. It may have been something else. Maybe it was the internet. Maybe we just unplugged something. It doesn't matter. The point is we're here now. Again, welcome to another episode of Get Off My Lawn. I am Al the Geek. You are watching us on the World Foam Alliance. The World Foam Alliance, if you don't know what it is basically a bunch of us that have realized there's so many of you out there that love to fling foam, but you have no idea there's so many other people around you that like to do the same thing. So what are we here to do? We're here to connect you. We're here to tell you that there is someone else there. They might be in another country. They might be in another state, another province, another county, or they just might be across the street, but you know what? You all don't realize it because you're just playing in your basement or in the backyard with family or siblings or by yourself. So with the World Foam Alliance, we're trying to connect you and let you know there are many of us out there. There are so many of us out there, and you know what? The more fun we can have, how? By having more people come out and do it. So we're here to connect you. With that said, go over to worldfoamalliance.org. Please go and register. The website is being worked on. Yes, I know we wish that we could get more done, but also we are technically a nonprofit because we make no money and we all do this when we have free time. But the glorious thing is that we all love doing this and we're committed to this. And you know what? This is going to happen. Go over there, register. That way we know how to find you. And then other people can find, and you can find other people as well. Also, with the YouTube channel, it is growing. It is growing thanks to you all. We try to provide great content, try to keep you all connected, try to provide entertainment, man, and try to let you know what's going on. Thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the like button. Also, please share it. Let other people know we exist. Share, share, share. Don't feel stupid about it. Don't feel dumb about it. It's amazing how many people, when you actually put it to them and they realize, they go, wow, this is cool. No kidding. This is why I'm sharing it with you. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. Also, if you've been following along, you realize that World Foam Alliance and a number of us have actually been on tour with Dart Zone this summer. Dart Zone this summer has been hitting a lot of the Fan Expo conventions, and they just came back from one out in Denver. Denver Fan Expo was actually kind of exciting and fun. That's what they tell me. I didn't make it. Family beach vacation. I got sunburnt, but that's normal. However, last minute, there was a surprise guest, and our very own Captain Xavier was in Denver, as many people found out and said, oh my God, it's Captain Xavier, which is very cool. But don't worry, you haven't missed out. There is still one left. The last Fan Expo one that we're doing is going to be in Chicago. It's happening August 17th. Again, we will have the giant Dart Zone booth. Myself, I will be there. Also, Andrew, Dart Sweep will be there too. And some of the usual fellows, but it's over 5 weeks away. What does that mean, man? Well, actually, is it 5 weeks? 4 weeks. Anyways, it's soon enough. You never know who's going to stop by, who's going to show up. If you can make it out, come make it out. Come say hi. Even if it's not to see us, come see the different blasters we got. For example, in Denver, Dart Zone actually showcased 2 of its new blasters, which will be released later. I will talk about it more. Actually, no, I won't. I'll just let Captain Xavier talk about it more, but you'll find out about it more. With that being said, Foam Zone's happening next week with Andrew, and I can't remember who he's got scheduled out, but a lot of people are scheduled out. Also, End War happened this last weekend. I'm sure it was great. None of us made it because we were all busy, but at the same time, this is what's great about the hobby. You pay attention, there'll be things to do. So hopefully we can have some people call in and let us know what their experiences were and any information that we get from that. With that being said, I was not in Denver. However, my good friend Captain Xavier was. Why don't we ask him about it? Cap, man, what's shaking, brother?
Not much. It's warm here. It wasn't actually that bad in Denver. Of course, we were inside all day, which I was impressed at how well they were able to keep that massive place cool. Fan Expo was awesome. It was my first con on that scale. I've been to Steam cons. I've been to Brick cons. I'm getting an echo. But I'd never been to that kind of an expo. Why is there an echo?
I'm hearing the echo too.
Somebody fix that. Oh. I'm hearing echo.
How about now? Do we have an echo now? I don't know on mine. How about you?
No. Hello?
Maybe it was the other man in the curtain. Does anyone hear? Does anyone hear an echo? Are we just crazy and imagining things?
We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Cool.
Chill.
Carry on.
Anyway, Fan Expo was awesome. I'd never been to one on that scale. I didn't get to see a whole lot of it. I spent the whole time in the booth, running the Dart Zone booth. I had a week's notice. There had been talk that I might go to this one because it's the closest one to me, so it wouldn't cost much for me to fly out there. and I found out that it was, I had a week, I already have Thursday off because it's the 4th of July. I can take my laptop with me and work from there. So if they can house me and maybe feed me and all that, I can get myself to Denver. So I did that. So I flew out to Denver on almost no notice, and it was a lot of fun. I ended up sleeping on a couch for most of it, which I've slept on less comfortable couches, so it wasn't too bad. I think the biggest problem, I didn't get much sleep, but I think that was mostly because of the lack of oxygen. It was hard to breathe in Denver. But it was a lot of fun. We got to see the new blasters. We got to see the Venom. We got to see the Stryker 2.0. We got to play with those. We got to play with all the usual ones, the Omnia, the Mark III, the Mark II, the Mark 1.2. For the first couple of days, people loved the Omnia because of its obscene rate of fire, and the 1.2 because of how hard it hits. And they also actually really liked some people really liked the semi-automatic feature on the Mark III. I like it it's my favorite semi-automatic dart zone blaster, and then the Omnia has the best high rate of fire. So having the two options, people really liked that. Some people really liked pump action. Some people really liked the solo, the little single shot flip. We sold like 2 cases of those. But I think 2 cases also went missing. Or they never showed up. I don't know. We sold out of everything.
They were found.
Oh, they were found.
Side note: we have some kind of gremlin fairies that keep hiding cases for a couple of days and they're refound again. Man, it's how it is. It's the Fae.
Were they found at the expo and we then sold them, or were they found completely later?
Yes. Carry on.
They were sold.
Oh, lovely. So yeah, we sold out of everything by the last on the 3rd day. So on the 4th day, we didn't have anything to sell except solos, which we sold out of. And so it was just showing off the Omnia, or not the Omnia, the Nexus Pro X, the Aeon Pro
Stryker.
X, the Stryker 2.0, and the Venom. And then having to constantly tell people, not for sale, not for sale. They'll be available. These ones are available in Walmart. These will be available in Target. But it was still a lot of fun. Is it true you commanded the Umbrella Corp squad? Yes. So a whole squad of Umbrella Corp guys showed up. We gave them all Omnias, and the firing squad executed Nate Wolf cosplay. What's his full thing?
Wolfguard cosplay. Yeah.
Wolfguard cosplay. And I got to lead the firing squad, so that was fun. And yeah, we sold out, which was impressive. We sold them in batches. Sold them sometime. I don't remember how many full tables we sold. We sold one of everything, but a surprising number of people bought one of everything, and that was a lot of fun. So, for those in the comments, what questions do you have about the Venom and the Stryker? Captain Shotgun. Not that I'm aware of. There was a button for that. I didn't see it. You could let the battery drain and it'll fire a little bit slower. No, it fires about 6 darts a second, so it's a little bit less than the Omnia, but definitely more than the Mark III. Good rate of fire. Slow enough that you can single shoot if you want to. So it's not like every time you pull the trigger, you're going to fire 2 darts. Now you can get single shots off, which is nice. And it is Nightingale mags. They're both 50. They will be 50 or $49.99 when they hit Target shelves at the end of the month. Which makes it cheaper than a Nightingale, and it is Nightingale mags. The Venom takes Nightingale mags just straight up, which is cool because if Dart Zone sells them for their usual price, it'll be cheaper than getting Nightingale mags.
Yep.
Now they could just make them in clear orange. Can you confirm? Yes, they will. They are a Target exclusive. They will only be available through Target or through Target's website. They are the grips. The Stryker 2.0 is as comfy as all Dart Zone rifles. It's a lovely grip. The Venom, I prefer the Nightingale grip, but it's very comparable. It is a comfortable grip. It's large enough for my hands. Mag release is where it ought to be. The grip safety is something that people are going to have. I'm probably going to have some trouble getting used to because I don't know of very many blasters that have that. There are a few.
Change is hard.
Yeah, I
Change
think
is hard.
one version or several versions of the Desert Pigeon had either a grip rev or a grip safety, but I can't think of too many others that did it that way. And I'm not entirely sure why they chose to go with that as opposed to a two-stage trigger. Just the way the internals were designed, or they wanted to try something new. It's always good to try new stuff and see, does this work, or do they want the old-fashioned way? I doubt. I haven't opened one up, obviously, so I don't know how hard it will be to switch it to being a two-stage.
Well, if I may, just because you excite yourself, how many times now, obviously most people in the chat here understand the hobby and everything. We don't have to get in this explanation. However, always remember these products are still for mass market, and luckily they cater to us somewhat. But did you notice when you're trying to show someone the Omnia or the Mark III, how many times you have to explain to hold the bottom rev trigger before you pull the top trigger, and how many misfires there are because people seem to have difficulties wrapping their head around that concept?
Oddly, I had more difficulty explaining it to adults than to kids.
Well, kids pick up everything.
Yeah, and I generally just used small words and explained it very clearly. Hold this down to turn it on, pull this to fire. And most people could handle that. The grip safety was a little bit more difficult to explain, but with most people, just in the attempt to pull the trigger without revving, you end up revving. So just the location of it just you inherently end up doing it, but it means it doesn't spin up quite as well on the first shot because you're already pulling the trigger. And I think I had more trouble explaining the concept of a pump action blaster than the flywheel ones. Like, no, you got to pull the prime back, pull it back, now push it forward,
all the way forward
every time.
All the way forward. Don't point it at me.
It was nice when we got to the fourth day, and we were only dealing with blasters with skinny pushers, because the 1.2 didn't have a skinny pusher, and so you had to explain every single time. No, you have to prime it back to put the magazine in. You got to prime it back to take the magazine out, every single time, and multiple times to the same grown adult. But you didn't have to do that with the Nexus Pro X or the Stryker. The Stryker does have a skin feature, and I'm still getting occasionally a weird echo.
It happens. Well,
the Stryker's hitting 200. The Venom hits 130.
To touch upon the grip. Well, here's the other thing. Like anything, sometimes you take a chance, right? Because this is not because someone told me this. This is my guess. Sometimes you take the chance to innovate. And so might be like the attempt at, well, let's see how well it's like throwing anything at a wall, see what sticks, and see how well this innovation is. And that's the best thing about it. Instead of just trying to do the same thing over and over again, try something different. That's why we've come as far as we have here. Otherwise, we'd still be in the hardware store getting PVC and trying to figure out how to make a Strife go 100.
Yeah. Let's see. Another question someone had is, will the Stryker take Tomcat drums? I doubt it, but I can't personally confirm that.
I can. It does not. That was the first question I had when I saw it. The Tomcat drum is a larger drum and a different. So when you look at the Stryker 2 drum, it's about this big. The Tomcat drum is about this big, which also means the gap and where that actually sits in on the Tomcat drum, because it's taller and it's got a larger diameter radius, will not fit in there and lock in.
That's what I figured. When I did my preview video, my short video on it, a lot of people got the impression that the Stryker 2.0 did not have a skinny pusher. It does. You do not have to prime the blaster to take the magazine out, but you do have to prime the blaster to swap the mag and mag adapter, because both of those are held in place by the bolt.
The drum. The drum, you mean?
Yeah. No, both. The mag adapter, you also have to prime it to get the mag adapter out.
So the mag adapter and the drum, you got to open the breech. Yet on just a regular mag, it pops in and out because it's a skinny pusher.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed that is apparently has already been being sent to the powers that be, is it doesn't like older Dart Zone magazines. The new magazines are true Talon geometry. They're shaped like a Talon, and the catch is in the same place. And for most older Dart Zone blasters and a lot of all their adapters, it has both catches. It has both a Talon catch and a Katana catch. The older ones were Katana geometry. This will still take the older mags, but they don't hold in as well. Because rather than it doesn't actually have the second catch. It doesn't have a Katana location catch. Instead, it's got a little clip on the bottom of the adapter that clips onto the lip on the old style magazines. And it's not secure enough. When you prime the blaster, it'll drop because the catch is higher than it is on a Talon mag, and it'll drop down so it catches on the Talon mag catch, but that is enough of a drop that it no longer chambers darts. So you got to keep slapping the mag back up. And that's just a matter of not making that clip strong enough. They only had it on one side. I think if they had it on both sides, it would probably be good enough then. What LiPo? It doesn't actually come with a LiPo. It comes with a lithium ion. So it's IMRs. It's a 2S 14500 IMR essentially. But it is XD30 connector. So you can use any 2S LiPo. That'll fit in the housing.
What'd you find? How about the performance on the? I guess let's go with the Venom first. How accurate did you find it? How good was the spread?
It was good. People were surprised at how accurate it was. They weren't expecting a full auto pistol to be that accurate at 20 feet. It's hitting a target, roughly that big, reliably. It's very accurate, and you can make it even more accurate because you can actually put the Dart Zone Scar barrel into the Venom's barrel. And not only will it drop the FPS from 130 to 110, making it HVZ legal, it actually does improve the accuracy. Now, it doesn't come with a Scar barrel, but the Stryker does, all the other ones do, and so if you get more than one of them, plus you can buy it as a pack for the B-Car and the Scar.
Well, that's also why it's only $50. Is because you want all the bells and whistles, you're gonna pay for it, man.
You do get two mags. It does come with two mags. It does come with rechargeable battery. It does come with the charger. It doesn't come with a holster, but it is roughly the size and shape of a Nightingale, and so it will fit in most of the universal readjustable style holsters.
Does that mean? Well, now I'm curious. I guess I'll bring this with me to Chicago. But that means that because I have a Foam-Mando Nightingale holster, so now I'm curious if it'll actually fit in that as well now.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
That's awesome.
It felt a little bit taller, but I don't know if it's enough to make it not fit in that magazine. One thing that some people complained about was that it felt very stubby, but I imagine it'll take us all of a week before people start making barrel kits for it. Just cosmetic muzzle kits, which will look fabulous. Let me check out the comments real quick.
And you know what? Considering this is flexible and there's some pull, I think it will fit in that Foam-Mando. Stay tuned. When I actually have one, I will bring this and try it, and I will let you know. You're welcome, Foam-Mando.
Somebody asked, how many times did the adapter fall out by mistake? Never. I never once had the adapter come out or fall out. You have to want the adapter to come out. It locks in both using the magazine catch and the same retention clips that hold the drum in place. So even when the bolt is primed back, if you prime the bolt back and take the magazine out, the adapter won't come with it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was one thing that I was concerned about, was you don't have to prime it back to take the magazine out, and the bolt does kind of hold the adapter in, so if the bolt is forward, you can't take the adapter out, but it doesn't just fall out if you pull the bolt back and hit the mag release. It is still held in by the same clips that hold the drum in. So never once did I see the adapter fall out by accident. The one complaint I might have is it is a little bit tricky to get the adapter back in, unless you have a magazine in it. If you have a magazine, then the adapter just kind of slots in. If you're trying to put the adapter in, it's not that it's hard, it's just a little bit tricky, and if you overthink it, it tends to get stuck. If you just kind of shove it in, it tends to work better. Same as the Omnia battery. I think the Omnia battery was an XD60 connector, wasn't it?
I want to say yes.
No, the Omni
It
is
was
an
XT30.
XT30. It's the Mark III that has an XT60 connector.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's similar to the Omnia battery, but it is smaller. So the Omnia is, I believe, an 18600 2S IMR build, whereas the Venom's is a 14500. So it's basically two AA IMRs wired together with a charging port and an XT30 connector.
All right. Next question. I just pulled these because I saw someone asked, will the Venom also work with the worker scar? I'm guessing you guys didn't have any with you. We just pulled two here. So if we look at it, diameter, oh, come on now, is the same. So it probably fits. But the thing is, if you shove it in there,
you might not be able to get it back out. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, but be careful and have an extra $50 to buy a new one if you get it stuck in there.
I'm sure you could get it back out if you really needed to. Let's see. Any other questions that I might have missed?
Oh, here's a question.
What?
How many different ways did you learn this past weekend that people are able to shove a mag into a blaster that wasn't supposed to be in it? Oh, better question. Did anyone shove a 15-round Dart Zone mag into a 2.1?
I don't think so, because I don't think we had them on the table.
Every single show, someone always puts a curved mag into the handle of a 2.1, and it almost works. And it's one of those. This is what happens when you turn your head for a second. You look back. You're like, how? Wait a minute. How?
Battery life on the Venom. We only had to change the battery once all day, with hundreds of people firing it.
Yep.
Yeah, it was impressive. Now they were using it in small doses, but it's still, that's a lot of life out of one battery.
The Omnia is actually surprising. Even the Omnia lasts a good portion of the day, and they are running nonstop, man.
Yeah.
I think we only changed out the batteries once.
We did have a bank of batteries to recharge, but I think we only ever had to change them basically once a day. We're going from 9 o'clock till 7 o'clock. So 10 hours of constant use with one battery change. So
the only time the Omnias stop is when they're sold out. And I am not kidding. They are just running constantly.
I didn't get to open the box of one, so I have no idea if it came out with a pop-up target.
I'm not sure. If someone can actually fly to Europe and go buy one and let us know, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah. Or wait, that's right. Our continuous theme. We almost forgot about this. If you want to find out, Captain Xavier is accepting donations, and the current one for today is send Captain Xavier to find out if the international version has a pop-up target. All checks and money can be donated.
Go to my Patreon and donate money, a one-time donation. Send Captain Xavier to Europe to buy a Venom.
That's right. Yes. Thank you. What you will receive is eternal gratitude and an answer.
Assuming I can find one.
They can pay for as long as you need to stay there.
Yes, they do sell. They do sell spare batteries on DartZoneBlasters.com, along with spare magazines and darts. And there is a new dart. The Walmart exclusive ones. I don't know if this is going to be something permanent going forward, but they have the new Nitro Plus darts, I think they're called.
Did you guys have any?
I have some now. I will be doing a video. I smuggled some.
Or
they're mine. You can't have any. They have a third band. So the previous Dart Zone bamboos had a band at the front and the back. These have a third band in the middle, and they're heavier. So they're the same weight as the original bamboo darts, which was a gram. We then had the purple ones and the red tipped ones. The purple tipped and the red tips were closer to 75 grams, and this one's back to a full gram again. And it's got that third rib, which may make it work better with flywheelers. Question mark. I don't know. I'll be comparing them, seeing what kind of performance they get, accuracy, range. Put them through springers, put them through 5-wheelers. I also have all of the long wang darts to deal with. In the end, I received another box of them, 6 more, or another package of 6 more boxes. So,
were they waiting for you when you got home from Denver?
Yeah, another 1,200 darts. Nitro shot, yeah, Nitro Plus or the Half-Length Nitro shot. Oh, interesting. Let me see. I got 66 boxes times 200 per box. So Long Wang sent me 13,200 darts.
All you need now is an inflatable booth.
I then mailed 600 of them to crewman Jankmeister in Hawaii, and he has found them to work very, very well in his links, apparently.
Nice. Well, then, now that you have the darts, so again, another fundraiser. If you want to see Captain Xavier have his own inflatable with the big Captain Xavier logo on it, big black inflatable put on his front lawn so that his neighbors would love it, you can make a one-time donation to buy Captain Xavier an inflatable. Therefore, he can actually use his 13,000 darts and not make a mess of his lawn.
Yeah. Get me one of those giant inflatables that's like a whole obstacle course. They're like $13,000 or $1,300 on AliExpress. Probably pop after the first time you use them.
Well, it'd be so much fun that one time.
That one time would be fabulous.
Oh, what did you think about the performance of the Stryker?
It was great. It hits 200 FPS, every bit as accurate as the Nexus Pro X. It doesn't come with the B car, but you can, of course, put the B car on it. And if you're going to get it and the Venom, you might as well get on one of the B car scar packs from Dart Zone, just so you'll have the B car and an extra scar to shove in your Venom. It does have the side mount and the rail attachment to hold your scar barrel, and it does come with a big long muzzle like the Stryker did for whatever reason. It is longer than the Nexus Pro X because, unlike the Nexus Pro X, which is using kind of a reverse air system, and that's why the barrel is low rather than being high like you would expect it to be, this one is just a direct plunger system like you would expect in normal blasters. It still uses the buffer tube. You can still take the spring out from the back and put in a heavier spring. So it's a more traditional style direct plunger blaster. And as a result, it is a little bit longer and has a longer prime, I believe. But the weight of the prime is about the same.
For the original, I thought the prime was actually easier than the original Stryker.
No, I'm talking about the Nexus Pro X.
Oh,
so the Stryker 2.0 and the Nexus Pro X have about the same prime, but hit harder.
Which is a lot easier than the original Stryker, yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing that they're lighter and yet hit, much harder. Baffling stuff.
It's fantastic stuff.
Fabulous stuff. So I got many thousands of darts in loot as a result of this, because Dart Zone goes through about 10,000 darts an event. They ship in 10,000 darts and they get fired about 50 times each. So they go through about 500,000 darts in a weekend, and the blasters just keep on ticking. It's amazing, but they get worn out, and then either they just throw them out or they give them to the people who volunteered. So I came back with a whole box of Dart Zone Pro darts. I went from having a small amount that I used in my range to more than I know what to do with. Apparently,
did you end up checking a bag, or did you just check a box? How'd you do it?
I checked a box in a bag.
Nice.
So I got given a garbage bag full of darts and other accoutrements, magazines and iPro and springs and O-rings and a Mark 2.1 holster for some reason. Oh, we do now. The phone number is live, so if you'd like to call 979-400-2794, I hope I got that right.
Oh my God, you said that.
Woo!
Look at you confidently saying that. I would have said a number, a 9.
Look, I still remember my phone number from when I was 7. So.
Oh, that one I remember too, but I remember that at an age where I remembered stuff. Where now remembering stuff is a different age, difficult to remember stuff.
Right. Also, hole in the head. So,
just a little bit. Like, for example, 416-252-7697. Go ahead and call it. It's somewhere in Ontario. It's not my number and hasn't been for like 20 years, so I don't give a shit who answers.
Okay, what do we got? Let's see. Scrolling up. Nitro Shots, Walmart, Blaster. How long until gets his hands on the SBL2? It's already being printed. I reached out to Gavin Fuzzy after I got to use one at one of our local competitive games. He's like, give me a minute. Text Gavin. Hey, how do I get one of these? I'll put you on the list. Cool.
So how many people actually recognize you in the booth as Captain Xavier?
More than I was expecting. Oh, we got a caller. Somebody's calling.
All right, we should do that first.
We should do that.
All right, let's do that.
Hello?
Hello.
Who are you? What do you want?
Me, General Strife.
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
I'm good.
Same.
General Stripe, this is the man behind the curtain. You need a
Hello.
catchphrase, man. You call in every show, you need a catchphrase.
Yes, you do.
You like Dart Sweet? What should be General Strife's catchphrase?
This is a good question, but you know what? Let's turn it this way. If you want to call back again and we answer the phone, you better come up with a catchphrase. You're young enough, smart enough, and creative enough. Catchphrase. Let's go. Come on.
He said it. I like it. Reporting for duty. That's a great catchphrase. And just right off the top of his head, that's fabulous. Yeah. That's good. Or was that somebody else who said that? Anyway, what can we do for you? Do you have a question? The clock's already ticking.
I just wanted to talk.
Yeah, what do you got?
Just wanted to talk and hang out.
We'll talk.
Here's a question, dude. How far is it from your house to Chicago? And can you find someone to give you a lift?
I don't know. I can use the Google machine real quick, but.
Well, as you probably heard from the beginning, some of us will be in Chicago for Fan Expo. If you can somehow swing it and figure out to come out for the day, man, let us know. The only reason I ask that is because other people that I know from like Iowa and other areas might be coming out to see us. So that's why if you get the chance and someone will say, fine, I'll go with you. Come on out, man. And we'll see what we can do for you, buddy.
7 hours.
That ain't bad. Now you got to find someone to commit to drive.
And get a ticket. I was looking at the list of celebrities for Chicago. I was like, oh, man, I want to go to this one, too. Mark Hamill? Hayden Christensen? William Shatner?
Wait,
Alan Tudyk?
Alan Tudyk is awesome. Dude, I'm going to be in Chicago. Is this allowed? Are we allowed to be in the same place again?
Linda Hamilton? Robert Patrick?
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good one.
Kate Mulgrew? Good Lord. Lance Henriksen? Some of those people have no idea who they are. I thought he was dead. What are your thoughts on the Venom and the Striker?
Yeah, the Venom looks really sweet. I like the mag and grip design. I don't really have that many mag and grip blasters. The only ones I have are Rival, so that would be a nice change of pace. I don't really have that many flywheel or pistols, unless you count the Strife.
Yeah,
Stryker is Stryker. Oh,
go ahead.
The Stryker 2.0 is really sweet. I like the interchangeable drum and mag. It's a nice change of pace from the original Tomcat and Stryker, just to if they have a kid or something like that.
They respond in a laboratory. Test tube babies.
There haven't been very many mag and grip half-dart blasters that weren't 3D printed. There's lots of 3D printed ones. But the only other one really is the Nightingale. And then the new Nerf Pro blasters, which somebody asked about, so that'll probably be our next topic of conversation.
Probably.
Time is running out.
Did
Ask
you see
something
What
the
else you got?
X-Shot clip blaster, the motorized clip blaster?
No.
Is it motorized? That was the one I was wondering if it's motorized.
Yeah, it's
He's
just a Strife, but X-Shot.
Huh.
Do you know what the name is?
It's just the Sanity motorized clip blaster. All right.
Oh. Well, your time is up, and now I'm gonna have to look this up. So thank you for that.
Thanks, buddy. Get off the lawn. See you in Chicago. We got more callers. People want to talk to us, apparently.
But I'm looking up stuff.
All right, look up stuff. I will answer the phone.
You answer the phone.
Does anyone know where we put the phone? How do we answer a phone? That's a better question. We just say stuff and it magically happens. Hello?
Hello, banana phone.
Hello, my fellow teammates. It is I, Nate. How's it going?
Who gave this man our number?
You did.
You did.
I refuse to accept the responsibility. I don't see this blaster. I think he's making it up, or it's a leak.
He's not making it up. It's there. But anyways, Nate, what's shaking, brother? What's going on, man?
Not too much, guys. Cap, I gotta ask. For that cameraman of yours, did you fire him? I heard you fired him. Can you confirm or deny this?
I had him fired out of a cannon.
Did you have him fired via Umbrella Corps Squad?
Yes.
Now wait, cannon. Is this some secret new blaster that Dart Zone has? The new Dart Zone cannon that we're not aware of that can fire large people?
No, it was a 48 pounder
Sure.
field gun.
I'm sorry, we have a field gun
I have a field gun.
that you fly with. Did you get that checked, or was that a carry-on?
No, it was local. We just raided the local Denver National Guard. It had it on the lawn. We just wheeled it into the expo. Nobody even asked if it was real or not. When you've got one of those exhibitor badges, they'll let you carry whatever you want into that place.
Pretty much.
I
That's how
cannot.
you got away with just walking right in.
Oh my, we cannot refute that. Exhibitor badges are great, and
It's
we've
like
also
a hard
learned
hat and a green vest. It'll get you anywhere.
it is. And the best part is when someone tells you no. Sometimes we've developed chips on our shoulders, like, dude, don't make me walk around. My booth is right there. I'm not walking half a mile to go through a stupid door. You're not letting me in. Thank you, Dallas.
I hear y'all get a little salty with security. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Well, I've done it, and I know when it's necessary, and I also know when it's like sunshine. Come on, man.
Sort of a example are we setting for the young, impressionable children who watch our show?
We only do it when people aren't watching, not in plain view. And when you're hungry, it's nice when you see Matt coming, and you don't want him to be diverted.
This is true. Matt did bring the food.
Yeah.
And it was good food, though sometimes complicated.
It always is. He always tries to make it interesting. Nate, your favorite part from Denver?
Just being able to actually hang out with Cap for once. Never actually got to hang out with him until now. I mean, it was great. I hope I didn't annoy you too much, Cap.
I was gonna say I hope I wasn't too much of a grumpy old man.
No. Oh yeah. By the way, we need to have another round of cards next time.
Oh, you want to get beaten again? Once wasn't enough.
I think he might be gone. What game?
He's been kicked off the lawn. Yeah.
What game were you guys playing, man?
We played Egyptian Rat Screw.
That's right. He said that. I have no idea what that is, but apparently it's very fun.
Have you ever played Slapjack? What? End War. Apparently End War happened this weekend. I wasn't there, but I have gotten a full report.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, from the auxiliary that did go.
Oh, I do tell, man, because, dude, I was at the beach, and I missed out on everything, and I'm very curious as to how it went, and I hope it was successful.
So apparently it was very, very hot, but still well run. They did take the heat into consideration. There were breaks that were put in, though they did have people go down to the heat. They said it was fairly well organized. There weren't any huge problems, huge logistic problems. They liked the. They put in some new mechanics that people hadn't seen before, and they apparently did go over well with some. Other people, of course, complain. When you're the one that gets taken out by the weird super zombie you've never seen before, you don't think the zombie's cool, but the person who saw it from 50 feet away and like, oh, that's how you fight him. Good to know. Run, lads. They think it's fabulous. They ended up. It was 2 days. So they did end up carrying over into the second day, and from what I've heard from their report, it was fairly well run.
Do we have numbers? By the way, everyone watching or listening at home, feel free to comment or call in if you have any information, thoughts, or feedback on End War. Would love to hear about it. But and there's the number. Call the number because Cap will tell you. I don't know. I just point and say that number.
979-400-2794.
That one. That's it.
Yeah, if you were at End War, by all means, call in and tell us about it.
Yes. One of these years I'll make it back to it. It's just always family vacation, man. We've been doing this every year, so I miss everything. But vacation is necessary.
It is. What else did I hear? There was something else.
Did we hear about numbers? How many
numbers.
People we had?
I think they said 288 was the number I think I recall seeing. But they lost a lot of them to heat. A lot of people, when they got zombified, they were done because it was just too hot and unpleasant. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can run an HVZ in the middle of July in the South. It's gonna be hot.
It is, and still for the 4th of July, that's some pretty good numbers. 287 people.
Very true. Very true. So let's see. And there was a question from earlier. Are the BK1 asked? No, I haven't gotten my hands on the last AEB I got my hands on was the 76. I do want to get more AEBs because I love them because my first Nerf blaster was a Stampede, so it's just deep in my soul to like them, but they're just so flippin' expensive.
I know Andrew got the Zeus, whatever it's called, man.
He's gotten a couple of them. I know he had an inverted scales, and I think he said he got the BK2. I've seen the BK2 in action. I hear the BK2 is a massive improvement over the BK1. Very, very reliable. That is one I would love to get my hands on, even if just to play with. I do agree with some of the major critique is that it looks exactly like an AR. There's just no two ways about it. They didn't make any attempt to make it look like anything but an AR, and that's probably because it's built on an airsoft blaster.
Yeah.
So they're using airsoft gearboxes and motors and batteries. Just put a larger plunger tube in it or changed out what it's actually priming. But as a result, that's probably what they already had the molds for and all of that. And so, but I mean, the inverted scales looked like, what did that look like? A grease gun?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, and the 76 is just an MP40. So we just can't seem to get away from our AEBs looking like real firearms, which is not the best for our hobby, but then we put cosmetic kits on them and turn them into bullpups and put sci-fi 3D printed stuff on them. We're modders. We have our ways.
We do.
Just gut an old Recon and glue it onto the outside.
However, if you're also a streamer and you go live, our suggestion is do not bring them onto a live stream. You will suffer consequences, as we have found out. Anyways, moving on.
No, I don't have a Sweetheart Storm either. There were a couple that were available on Bu blasters, but they never managed to get to send me those ones. I asked for them, but they never sent them.
Ooh.
Shot motorized clip blasters on the news channel on the Discord. Interesting. Okay, so it is just leaks. Yeah, somebody get me a BK2S, and somebody get me an inverted scales, and somebody get me a Sweetheart Storm. Just send me all the stuff.
Send you the stuff. If he's too far, send it to me, and then I'll let him borrow it.
Court order. What's the one about the court order? I know we're all talking Naruto stuff, but you guys had a chance to see the new Nerf Pro blasters. So I haven't gotten my hands on them. I didn't get invited to go to the headquarters with all the fancy folk. Anthony and Maritime
Luke.
Foam, Luke
Yep.
of them, and I doubt they're going to send them to me. I don't know how Luke managed to get him to send me a Strife X, but I doubt he's going to be able to pull that magic twice. He's only got 2 kids. And he may be willing to part with one, but I can't imagine he'd part with them both.
For the record, on our way to Boston, we drove within 7 minutes of Hasbro headquarters. No invite, though. Although there may have been some discussion about a certain vehicle pulling a certain branded trailer out in front of the building and taking pictures. But we were just too tired. However, if we make it out to Boston again, there may be a side trip where a certain vehicle with a certain trailer with certain stickers on it get a picture out in front of Hasbro headquarters. Anyways, yeah, that.
So there was a question. This is something that we actually discussed this weekend. Was Dartson coming out with a lever action blaster, since they came out with a high performance Hammer Prime blaster that we'd all been wanting for so long. Lever action is neat. It's fun. It's a lot of people like it. I grew up having a lever action 22. It's that cowboy thing. Is it the most efficient? No. Is it cool and fun? Yes.
Well, at the same token, what did you run at Maryland Mayhem?
What did I run at Maryland Mayhem? Oh, a
we were dressed as
Slingfire.
cowboys.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I ran a Slingfire.
Yep.
Which was, and then hammer shots. Where'd the question go? There was a question. So the Nerf Pro Blasters, from what I understand, they take angled Talon mags, which is an odd choice. I feel. I mean, the X took Talon mags, so taking angled Talon mags also makes sense. But why angled? I don't know. What's that
Because
noise?
we're the big boys on the block, and you do what we tell you to do.
Well, it's not like, why did they stick with Talon mags? Why angled ones instead of straight ones? Why have
Some engineer had an idea.
Yeah, why have your Pro Blasters not all take the same? But then, yeah, I don't know. But at least they're angled mags, which means, once again, we'll be able to get really cheap angled Talon mags. What is that noise?
I know sometimes it echoes over there. I hear you.
Like someone hitting a garbage can. I don't
So
know.
it's just echo. It's just we get the echoes, not the live people. The live people get the yes.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to trying them. They look pretty cool. They added features that I was not expecting. The fact that they both have stock attachment points baffles me. Wasn't expecting him to actually do that. The fact that the Springer is pump action, even though there's a lot of worry that it was going to be the stock was the prime. No, it's pump action. Good. Okay, you've done these things right. They made it a really svelte little bullpup at 150 FPS. Well done. It's almost like the people who are responsible for Hasbro's Pro line are actually from the hobby.
Allegedly.
How do I not get invited? Hasbro still doesn't like me. Hasbro has never liked me because apparently my minigun made their minigun look bad, and they're still salty about it. Idea Lab.
I'm not sure, but yes, they just don't like them.
Yeah, Idea Lab. I learned about something this weekend that I didn't know about. I'm gonna go look it up right now. Dart.
Well, he's looking up at that at the same time.
Bastards.com.
Who knows? We oh yeah, like and subscribe in the meantime while he looks up stuff and tells you stuff. That I mentioned like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Come see us in Chicago. There's a giant inflatable. You get to shoot stuff. You get to meet us. You get to try to shoot me with it. If you try to shoot me with it, I will probably shoot you back. Why? Because I can. That's just how life goes. But anyways, in Chicago, man, come find us in Chicago, August 17th, Boston, Chicago Fan Expo. We will be there. I will be there. Now, apparently, who knows? Maybe Captain Xavier will be there. And what that means, there'll be two of us yelling at you to get off our lawn because we're just that crazy.
Oh, the two of us in one place at the same time sounds terrifying.
Know.
Where is the Ideas Lab? How do I get to it? Am I making this stuff up?
I don't know. Hold on. I will be right back. I just got something I got to take care of.
House down. Well, maybe if I spell it with a D instead of an F. Aha! I found it. So if you go to dartzoneblasters.com/idea-lab, there is in fact a way for you to submit your ideas directly to DartZone.
No.
And I have it on good authority that they absolutely do read them and they absolutely do implement them. This is why things like
I don't know what you're talking
hammer
about.
primed revolver exists. This is why things like the adapter for the collar.
It's the Idea Lab. They want your ideas.
So check that out. dartzoneblasters.com/idea-lab. Or you just search Google for DartZone Idea Lab. And that's where you can submit your ideas. And they really do read them, and they take them very seriously. That's why one of the reasons that DartZone keeps coming out with things like, oh, they listened to us. They made an adapter so it can take a drum or a mag. Yeah, stuff like that.
No, they came up with that on their own. Come on.
Anyway, caller, who are you? What do you want? Are they here? Are they here yet? Hello.
I come from a land down under.
That's why we put you there, to keep you there.
Something about men chundering.
Oh, thanks very much, guys. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. How you going?
Good, man. What's going on, Andy?
Oh, I am just actually amazed. I'm in my shed working, and my phone is linking to my modem, and I can actually talk to you guys.
Good Lord.
That is craziness.
It's stunning. Yeah, it wasn't doing it a few weeks ago, and I haven't done any upgrades. The local telco's just done something to the 5G network. So I'm happy. I'm ringing in just to, you said you wanted people to call in and tell you stuff. I've got stuff to tell you.
Tell us.
You want to listen to it, or are you going to tell us?
Go for it.
Okay. First thing, I'm starting on my next build, and I've just been doing what I heard you guys earlier talking about, experimenting, playing around with things, and I've been playing around with filaments on my bamboo. And just a heads up to everybody, don't use Sunlu filament with PLA support material. The machine said I could do it, and I did it, but it's not very good. Okay, so that's the first one. That's a good one.
Interesting.
Next, I don't know if you remember a few months ago on one of the Show Me the Modded things. I reach out to people and ask for them to send their stuff in so I can feature it, because I'm not getting a lot of people voluntarily doing it. I reached out to a young fellow in, I believe, Hong Kong, named, God, this is going to be Ray, I believe, or Rant. Can't remember, sorry. Actually, I've got it here. I've got it on the instructions. He's produced a bullpup kit for the Retaliator. And cool. I saw it, and I reached out and said, can you tell me a little bit about it? And he did. He sent me the photo, so I featured it. And then a couple of weeks later, he actually sent me all the files. And I've just finished printing it out. So that's going to be my next build. So it's more likely going to be an assembly job, but this thing looks gorgeous. Now, as you know, I'm pretty basic in the way things, so I'm just going to do the minor upgrades on the Retaliator, springs, air valve, that sort of thing, and put this together and paint it up in my usual signature mess.
Nice. But
that's just about all I wanted to say. Just let you know, but you got to get onto this kid. This guy, he has got some really, really good design ideas. I was just talking with him recently about a couple of them. I won't say anything because I don't have his permission, but one he's put online already. He's got a P90 body with a half-dart magazine in it, firing full auto, and it's absolutely amazing. The rate of fire he's got out of this thing is phenomenal. So on this first video I do, which I'm going to start filming today on this thing, is I'll put links to his videos and stuff, and I think he's got an online business and all that sort of thing. So everybody can jump in because this stuff is great. Oh, and just another thing on the information thing, bamboo PLA mat comes out really, really nice. I've printed half of it in bamboo PLA mat, some of it in bamboo bronze PLA. That's it, is it? Okay, thank you.
Andy, that's awesome, man. Always glad when you call in. Again, Andy Work, ladies and gentlemen. Look him up. Find him on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Go find his my show me your modded thing and everything else. He'll call in regularly. Andy, get off my lawn, buddy.
Get off.
It's always fun when
another
he calls
caller
in. You
already.
find some cool
Lined
stuff,
up.
man. Yes.
He does.
Hey guys, how are you?
Who are you? What do you want?
This is Captain Shotgun. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Captain, I wanted to ask, did you get a chance to look at that hammer saw I sent you?
The half dart one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has some issues. I'm gonna need to replace most of the internals because the AR is missing, and the seal between the plunger tube and the cylinder is gone, and the blaster won't function without those two things. Luckily, I've got internal parts from hammer shots lying around in piles, so I will get it working. Either that or I'll just put that cylinder in a whole nother blaster. We will see. But, yeah, I dig it.
Good. I couldn't figure it out. I got it like that from Amazon. I have no clue what was going on with it.
Yeah, it can be, the revolvers can be tricky. I know that Radioactive's got it down to a fine art, and I'm decent with it, but yeah, I stuck with the Orange Modworks kit, put them in, maintenance them every once in a while, and they haven't let me down yet. I've got a friend, Crewman Rocket has that same cylinder in his hammer shot, so I know it works. I just need to replace some of the internals.
Good. I hope you like it. I hope you can get it working.
I have no doubt I will eventually get it working. Just have
That's
to
what he
figure out what I
does.
want to put it in. Ooh, a sweet
Did you
revenge
end up
would be-
trying that the ward blaster that I sent you with the N1 darts?
Yes, I think we got it working. I had to reflare the brass. It had been crimped a little bit, which is why I was able to fire regular 50 cal darts. And I have some N series darts. I'm pretty sure I fired some darts out of it and it worked. Yeah. Is Isaac in the chat? Isaac was there. He saw the whole thing. I don't remember what I had for lunch. Life's been a blur the last 2 weeks. I was in Denver a few days ago. I don't know what's going
Were
on
you in
anymore.
Denver or something?
There's no air. You slowly just kind of deflate. You have one flight of stairs and you're just completely exhausted. You're like, what? Why? I'm out of shape, but this isn't you. Oh, that's right. I'm a mile up and this building is not pressurized. You still there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I don't have.
Oh, nope. Time's up.
There it is.
I feel like a putz now. Is he still there? If not, get off my lawn.
I don't know what's
But
happening.
seriously, thank you for the stuff. He sent me a bunch of neat stuff, some modded blasters, some parts, some. I think he sent some arrows. I get some of the coolest stuff in fan mail. I get nothing but good stuff. In fact, I got two packages today. I got the Silly Butts' shell blaster, his little single shot shell ejecting blaster, and I believe my Yeet hammer arrived today. I haven't taken it out of the box yet, and I was all prepared to complain about the fact that we have all these cool hobby shell blasters, but there's no standard shell. And then I realized, luckily, I looked it up before I got on here, and both of those blasters take silly shells. So it's
There will
great
be no
when people in the
complaining.
hobby do actually collaborate and set some sort of a standard. it's nice to see more and more. More people are using the same bolts and screws, and more people are using brass inserts, and more people are using easy to find parts, either Amazon parts or Car McMaster parts or McMaster car parts, so that it's easy for people to get it, which is really kind of the point. If you're using all weird proprietary stuff, then it's hard to sell kits. Whereas if it's easy to buy the kits in bulk, then people like Silver Fox and Out of Darts can sell your hardware kit, and people can print their own stuff. And the more and more people are getting better at designing stuff, because I remember some of the early designs, the way they were printed were always on the shear lines, and things would break or weren't using enough. They were slicing things in the way they should be slicing, and a lot of that just comes down to engineering. You can get a whole degree in how to design stuff like that, and again, shear forces and loads and all of that. That's all part of civil engineering and mechanical engineering. And it's interesting when you see designs that were designed by people who were engineers. Things like the FDL3 and several other key ones are like this was designed by an engineer. You can tell they knew what they were doing. And the designs by people that have just experimented until it worked. It's interesting to see the differences in them. And some people design their stuff so it can be printed without supports. That in itself is an art form.
Yep.
And isn't always possible, but when people are able to, if I put a 45-degree angle here rather than a sharp angle, then you can print it without supports, and that just also inherently makes it stronger. Right angles are weaker and stuff like that. It's neat to see. I love the engineering behind it, though I don't have a mechanical engineering degree. Let's take a look at the chat. What do we get? Yep, lever action. Apparently, lever action is the number one thing that people want.
I'm sure enough people have requested it, and they know it sells. I'm sure one of the bigger brands, hopefully it's Dart's own, but someone's going to come out with lever action. Do we have any inside information? No, we're doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah. X-Shot came out with their lever action thing, but it was revolver. We really want a lever action, either a tube magazine or magazine fed. Imagine one that could do both. Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be very cool, man.
That'd be very complicated and expensive to produce, but
if only we had a mechanical engineering degree.
No. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to trying out my Yeet hammer and that other one. The Silly Butts one didn't come with shells, but the files are all available online. I've got them all sliced. I need to just start printing them. They're like 1 hour to 2 hours per shell. But I think the Yeet hammer might have come with shells, so I might be able to use the shells from that one and the other one. I don't know if the two people knew that they were shipping them or that they would arrive on the same day, or if it's just a wild coincidence.
Could have been. Oh, so again, there's cool. Colin Blank. All I have is a dumb electrical engineering degree. Thank you, Colin. Yeah.
All I've got is a software engineering degree.
I'm a psych major. All right.
You can tell us why the blaster is depressed.
Yes.
Because you made me fire ultra darts. Why would you do that?
Because you had it come. I mean, what? Who said that? Oh, I guess to give people a little side note. So as always, Cap and I, we don't always have guests. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. A lot of the time, it's sometimes we just have a lot to talk about, and we're just feeling antisocial, and we just want to talk to you guys or each other, or just randomly talk to something. But also, what sometimes we have people lined up and coming up. So if you follow him at all, if y'all know who Aaron Esser is, Aaron Esser is he's got just a little bit of a following. He only has about 9 million followers, I think.
Man.
Just a little bit. And so he's got a thing where he's doing, obviously, like the latest thing he has, I guess his is most like a first-person shooter type of videos, or anyways, he's pretty specific in the way he does it. And I sent him a bunch of my stuff, which he's going to be using a lot of videos, so you get to see that. But that aside, we will probably have him on here at some point in August to talk about it. So when we have confirmed dates, we'll let you know. But we will have Aaron Esser on here to talk to us just about the crazy things he does, other fun stuff, and the usual shenanigans that we get up to.
Yeah, I met him years ago at the first Jared's Epic Nerf battle I went to. Very tall. Between him, Drac, and Coop, it was like being on the bottom of a well. Yeah, how are you? Oh, lovely. Then PDK showed up, and you're like, good lord, it's a munchkin. I can't imagine what it was like for him, looking him in the kneecaps.
Yeah, when you come here, we're all roughly the same height. We're all in around 6 feet.
Yeah. Let's see. Captain, who said it? General Strife said he's making a video about the history of the Strife, talking about the insanity of the amount of Strife reskins. Yeah, there were quite a few. I had all of them. The one that I was missing for the longest time was the European exclusive one. I smuggled it in from Scotland, and now I don't know where it went, and I'm worried I may have accidentally given it away thinking it was just another blue Strife.
Oh, no. No, it's in a bin.
Probably. I mean, I wasn't ever going to do anything with it. It was just kind of a collector's piece. So it was sitting in a bin in the shipping container. But be sure to bring up the fact that we developed the Strife before Hasbro did by taking barricades and making a mag fed. That was where the Strife came from. And that was, again, almost certainly Hasbro looked at it and went, oh, yeah, that's a really good idea. We can do that. And then the Strife came out a year later. But given what their R&D cycle is, it's entirely possible that they'd had the Strife developed a year before the Barricade even came out.
Most likely.
That's why they don't like me, because their R&D was for the Titan. Their minigun was so far back. They had already started developing it when I came out with Tyr, and they knew, like, 2 years from now we're going to come out with this thing, and it should have been the biggest, baddest Nerf blaster ever, a big old minigun with rotating barrel and a 50-round drum, and all everyone's going to say is, yeah, well, Captain said a rocket launcher. Like, we can't put a rocket launcher on it. We can't make it hold 2,000 rounds. So I made their blaster look bad, and they're salty. And I can't even be mad at them, because I'd be salty too.
Whatever, snooze you lose, man. Snooze you lose. What was I gonna say? I am not sure.
Ooh.
Stuff and things and
Apparently,
stuff.
General Strife always has all the leaks, and so someone said his tagline should be, "Want to know a secret?" I would love it if he called in and that was how he starts. Like, want to know a secret?
Secret. That'd be good.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Reporting for duty is a really good one, but maybe that'll be his second line. General Strife, reporting for duty. Want to know a secret? Yes, I do.
You know what's funny? I'm giving him crap. I don't even have a tagline. I just, but the closest I have a tagline is an eyebrow. That's it. But it's kind of nonverbal. So.
What do we got? Excited for the Venom? Yeah, we were discussing the Venom earlier. It's pretty cool.
Much.
I definitely want to get a pair. I don't know that it's going to replace anything in my current arsenal, but I still want a pair.
Well, yeah, that's a given. That is such a given.
Yeah, the Maxim Pro looks interesting, and supposedly also has a grip safety.
Oh, by the way, that's what I wanted to mention. I heard you got some other stuff in the mail too that you can actually show on camera, and it might be magnetic.
Oh yeah, but I don't have it with me. I got merch. I got more merch.
You have merch? Come on, that's crazy. I
got fridge magnets. Or actually, I could stick those to my armor. Ooh. And I got stickers coming tomorrow. Continue to occasionally remember to actually check what the deals and specials are on Sticker Mule, because their deals really are ridiculous when they come out. Like, this is usually $67, but today it's $5. What kind of a business model is this? I assume they're banking on the fact that nobody ever remembers to get in on the deals.
Well, that's why do I have a big box of merch? Is because of deals for the last couple of years.
Yeah,
I have magnets. I think I can magnet a whole car. I think where there'd be no paint left.
Yeah. So I continue to work on that. I need to figure out how to get shirts again, because if I get shirts, I want them to have the logo on the sleeve the way the Out of Darts ones did, so that you could wear my shirt with a vest and still have the logo showing.
I got to do that.
I'd like to get bandanas. I'd like to get patches. Patches is a big one. The fact that I still don't have patches.
Patches you can get because they're cost effective. Bandanas are difficult because I've looked in bandanas a couple times now. It's been over a year, and like I had one made and it cost me $18 to make it. So trying to sell it, but it's like you have to get into like 1,000 or 2,000 of them till it finally drops down to like $1 or $2 a bandana where you can sell it for like 4 or 5. You know what I mean? That's the challenge with bandanas. It's like, this is cool. Will I actually be able to sell or hand out 1,000 bandanas?
Yeah. Overhead is the biggest problem.
Yes. Yeah. But those listening at home, if you want to have Captain Xavier have bandanas, just make your checks out to I want a Captain Xavier bandana, #bandana, and send him a check, and we will make bandanas.
Yeah. The other one that I really should make, and I can't believe I never thought of it before, socks. Why do I not have socks with my logo for Socks for HVZ?
Yes. See?
I've been doing this for 7 years. It just occurred to me I could get custom socks with the X-Strike logo on them.
Oh, I know where. We'll talk about. Actually, Printify, man. You can print anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Printify? No, it's something else too. Anyways, yeah, my brand manager, my wife, she'll let us know.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it because I know at one point I did like Teesprings and Spring Tees or whatever this T-shirt company was, but they also had everything else. You could get flags and socks and stickers and cups and anything you wanted to have stuff printed on, you could have made. It just never occurred to me to do socks for some reason.
It's the best thing. Sorry, side note, back to the chat quickly. Colin Blank, man, get merch done. Go to stickermule.com, go register, sign up when you sign up, and then you just click on deals. And the best thing, like the current deal, is you can get 10 3x3 vinyl die cut stickers for 10 stickers for $1. 10 stickers for $1. This is how I got so much of my merch. Is because sometimes I have to buy like in bulk, or I got to go buy 600 or 700 stickers. But a lot of the time it pops up, hey, 50 stickers, usually $65, now $19 plus free shipping. Boom! It's that easy. And there are other sticker companies, so I'm trying another one that Andrew Dart Sweep uses, and I got about 100 stickers coming from them, and they're pretty good too. So it's kind of like when you see these places, so it's Sticker Mules, and the other one I think is if he was here, I don't know where he is. It's Sticker Hub or GitHub. Start with Sticker Mule. Ask Andrew at Foam Zone next Wednesday, and he'll tell you, man.
Yeah, I need to. If I ever do one of these cons again, I definitely want to be better prepared because all I had now was I was wearing my X-Strike shirt, and luckily I got 5 of them back when they actually existed, so I had clean shirts every day.
Which is also appreciated in the booth.
Which the extent was, talking to people about Nerf, and someone would bring up, I saw this channel about where they modded Nerf, and like, oh yeah. There was one who was like, oh yeah, my favorite channel is Captain Xavier. Have you ever met him? Well, I think he was talking to Derek, and Derek just kind of looks down at me. I look up at this guy, and the guy's brain just shifts into neutral without a clutch.
Oh, that is awesome.
That was great. I actually got mentioned before we even got into the building on the very first day. I got recognized in the parking lot by my voice.
Like, no way.
This is gonna be a fun weekend. I'm off to a good start. Yeah, not enough sleep, not enough breakfast, and not enough air, but it was a great weekend.
Oh yeah, dude.
So there is something. Okay, people will complain about Star Wars until they're blue in the face because they're trying to recapture the childish joy of their, adolescence. But one thing that it has given us that I deeply, deeply, deeply love is women in Mandalorian armor.
Yes.
Oh, do I appreciate a woman in armor. There were so many. There was a ridiculous number of Mandalorians. And I love the variety. That's my favorite thing about the Mandalorians is it's all different colors, all different styles. There's a few things that are fairly standard, a T-shaped visor, and that's about it. You can do whatever else you want. I've seen, full line of Disney Princess Mandalorian stuff. I've seen, every character from every fandom done as Mandalorians. And it's just cool. Yeah, see, you've got the bright yellow. Bright colors are encouraged, and I love it. But then I've always had a thing for, warrior women, so.
Go figure.
Yeah.
I got to change the visor on this. I don't like the mirror one, and I screwed it up.
No, that's not good. You need to redo that.
I know. I will. It's on my list.
I do want to do a Mandalorian cosplay myself, though. I want to do a really heavy armor one. They always felt a little light on the armor to me, but then you saw the heavy one from Mandalorian. Like, yeah, that with a gun fed from a backpack. Like, that's going to be so easy to proton pack. It's ridiculous.
Blaster. We don't want to get put in the corner again. Actually, yeah, dude. If you want the heavy one, like I did it, start with the football pads and then just get the printed chest. You don't have to do spikes, but the football pads are so comfortable and you can attach everything to them because it's hard plastic. You can glue and screw so many things to it, man.
Hey, forget, I made armor before I got into Nerf. Mine will be made out of metal.
I know, and you're going to wear that. You remember also that you're not the strapping young lad you were, and you'll wear it for about half an hour and go, dear God, why am I doing this?
No, I'm not going to make it out of like 16 gauge combat level armor. It's going to be roofing tin backed by thick foam, so it'll look like it's metal because it is, but it'll still be light.
Fine, make a second set with that, and you'll thank me later because you won't sweat to death in it, and you can wash the pads.
I'll sweat anyway.
You can wash the pads on this.
I'd sweat in Antarctica. Do you sell?
Probably.
Someone wants to know if you sell Mando helmets.
Oh, who, me? No, this one I bought from someone else and painted. I haven't started making my own yet. And I still gotta. I don't like how I painted it, so I got to figure it out.
Captain Shotgun asked, I'm trying to get into doing some commission paint work. Any advice on how to advertise?
The way I did it, man, was I just posted every time I painted something, I spammed the socials with it. So when I first started this is at 2015, 16, I started on DeviantArt because I noticed other people were doing it. And then Instagram was a big one, and now Facebook. So you find social communities, so like different Facebook community groups, Instagram, or anywhere else where you have a lot of people and it's kind of encouraged to see your builds, and you put it there. So it's that's the way I did it. And if you make cool stuff and you just stick with it, some you'll think everyone's gonna love this. Yay, 10 views. Other ones, wow, I'll put this out here. All right, why do I have 10,000 views? It's the internet, but that's my advice. Just keep doing it. Don't be afraid to shoot big, and don't be afraid to fail. Or, for example, Andy Work, show me that modded thing. There's another example. Look for avenues like that where you can really put your stuff out there that people watch.
Yeah, a big one is going to be, if you're trying to do it in the Nerf community, obviously the various Facebook pages. Nerf modders welcome. Post there. Don't post the stuff and post big, I am taking commissions. Because people are always looking for commissions, but we have no central location to find people who are doing commissions. And even if you can find people, there's no governing body to deal with poor quality. I have fixed a number of commissions where people got it commissioned and then they hadn't even swapped out the wiring, but they just wired in a XT60 connector to a stock blaster and called it a upgrade. You're like, that's not how that works at all.
No, not at all. Well, here's a good example.
For this hobby, what are the two most important social media platforms? Facebook and Discord.
Yeah. Just one thing to touch upon again, if you want people to see your stuff. So again, Aaron Esser, the video that I sent him a bunch of my stuff, he reached out and I sent him a bunch of it, but he put out a call and said, hey, it is my my Nerf mod war. This is the 4.0 version where he's told people, if you want your featured in the things I do, send them to me. So it's also paying attention to creators that do that. And suddenly you have access to, he uses your stuff, but suddenly you have access to his 9 million people platform if he gets it and he uses it. So it's putting your ear to the ground.
I'd have volunteered to just go there with my smart gun or my minigun. I'm not going to send it to him, but I'll bring it to him.
We're going to have discussions then. We'll have discussions because this
I've got a standing invite to do something with PDK too, but I always forget to reach out to him.
Well, this one, remember, everyone close your ears at home. No one's listening. There may be a visit involving where we're talking about going places. But anyways, we'll talk about that after and see how that works. But yeah, so yeah, people, things, stuff. PDK, he's another one. He, for a while, he never modded, well, he never had time or didn't want to, and he'd just go out and buy up people's modded things and then put them up in his videos and then sell them back to people. Or you could reach out to people like that. Sometimes he took them. I don't know if he does anymore. Actually, I haven't followed. I thought I follow him, but I don't know if he's put something out or am I just following the wrong channel or something.
Who knows?
I have to check that out. But yeah, finding creators like that it's places you can send your stuff and you'll get noticed.
Yeah, I know. Was it Nerf Project?
Project Nerf.
Project Nerf. He used to do a lot of commission work for PDK, I believe.
Yes, he did. Also, what's his name out of Idaho? He does his is all cosmetic, but his is crazy things. What's his name? He did a bunch of them for him too. Oh, what's his name?
I got nothing. But no, there was a guy in Idaho.
Yeah, I think he's in Idaho, and he does a lot of conventions. His is purely like cosmetic, but he does some very creative stuff where he is like a true. I have my aesthetic. He is definitely a prop maker where he gets a vision and he makes some crazy stuff. He's awesome. Why can't I remember his name? I don't know. Anyone following along at home, you know what I'm talking about.
Who was this Mook talking about?
Yeah, who am I talking about? Or did I just hit my head again and imagining things?
I occasionally, towards the end of the con, I started letting some snark out.
That'll
got
happen.
some chuckles and some dirty looks, and undeservedly so.
Some people are just. Go ahead, tell us.
Well, it had to do with, especially with the Venom, because it has just a standard mag release, a pistol style mag release, and if you're not used to it, it's really easy when you grip the blaster to hit the mag release and drop the mag, which is just embarrassing. Especially when your girlfriend is standing right next to you and the mook at the booth goes, "Yeah, don't worry about it, man. I hear it happens to everyone." 1 in 5.
Oops.
there was one where I didn't make the raunchy comment, and I'll probably keep that one to myself, but just like, wait, what did you say?
It is by the end. Well, so again, anytime I go, this is my slight rant, but at the same time, hey, so again, one of my conventions and stuff like that, I put out my stuff and I let people pick it up and touch it. People ask, and some people just randomly show up and they grab it and they're hammering on all my stuff, and it's like, all right, that's fine. If they're excessive, I tell them, all right, just put it down. I know you're never going to buy it. And then they, can I see that one? Can I see that one? And at a certain point, I'll sit there and say, I can show you that one. That's $350. You going to buy it? No. Then I'm going to have to keep that one up there. But in Boston, I had one guy, and I think he was on the spectrum part of it. But oh my God, everything was, when he had suggestions for you, the suggestions were kind of demeaning, where it's, well, you should do this, really. Well, you really should do this. And every hour he'd come back and hammer, and I mean hammer, on all my blasters. Or finally by Sunday at 3:00, I'm tired. And I said, hey, dude, listen, I get it. You're bored, but my stuff is not a play area. If you're going to buy it, great. Otherwise, man, you got to stop hammering on my blasters. I don't create them for you to beat on them. Do we understand that? I think they're cool. I get it. Take a card. You can follow me online. Please don't touch them anymore. For the record, that was the 6th time that day.
We had a few people that I think
enough.
There were a couple of people, I think they spent the majority of their time at the con at our booth, which, to be fair, we're the only booth that lets you play with stuff for free. So, I mean, there's that. But there wasn't any, I was surprised that there weren't any just overly belligerent or truly obnoxious people. There were some little kids that their parents were using us as a daycare for a while. But they were well-behaved kids. For the most part.
Part of it is also because by this, it's not the first convention, and part of it is learning the process in terms of how to demo, how to sell, and how to pitch it, which really helps focus in and narrow people in on what's acceptable behavior.
Yeah.
Like the example, like for those that don't know, when you come to the booth, everything's out on the table. However, your first thing is you don't get to pick up the blaster first. First, you got to scan some QR code. After that point, we hand you a blaster and you fill your own mags. Once you show me a full mag,
yep.
then I will hand you a blaster. You just come up randomly, pick it up. The first thing is going to stop on the table, put it back on the table, put it back on the table. No, nothing's happening until you put that back on the table. And then that helps really dictate the pace of everything, and which we have to. And sometimes we always try to be very polite, but sometimes people are just oblivious, some are arrogant, and some are just ignorant, and you just got to be like on the table.
Yeah, the number of
and then
people
you lean
who said,
over the table, on the table. And once they
the
do
number
it, then
of
it's like,
people
all
who
right,
came
good.
up and said something along the lines of, I shoot real guns, and you're like, that's great, this isn't a real one, it doesn't work exactly the same, and you've already done it wrong. So maybe listen. You have to prime it before you can put the magazine in.
Those are always the fun, where it's like, I have real stuff. Okay, do you shoot your friends with it? I had one guy in Dallas. Go ahead.
There's one, I didn't even have to say anything. The guy gave us the I shoot real pistol, brought up the Venom, dropped the mag. Just look at him like,
sure you do.
1 in 5, man. 1 in 5, I hear.
Oh my God, I had one guy in Dallas, and he was just like, why would you do this, man? I shoot the real stuff. I said, all right, but you can shoot your friends with this. Well, I can shoot my friends. I said, you shoot your friends with real stuff? And at that point, because I called him out and he wasn't going to back down, yeah, man, they're my friends. I can do whatever I want. I'm like, do you still have friends? And then he got even snarkier back, and I'm like, why am I going down this rabbit hole? I just called him out on his bluff, and you know what? I'll just let you walk away before you actually come back and shoot me with it. So it's like, okay. But it's the way that people go in comparison, it's two different, very, very different things.
Yep.
Toy, foam, no gunpowder.
Yeah. Again, I didn't have a lot of people who were, rude about it or demeaning about it. They thought it was cool that we let them play with the stuff for free. Probably half the people that came up to the booth, their first question was, what does it cost?
To shoot, yeah.
Nothing. You got to scan the QR code and fill your own magazine. The number of times, that was probably the thing I had the most difficult explaining. No, you have to fill the magazine. Like when they put the magazine in a blaster, you're like, no, you have to put darts in it. And I understand where the confusion was coming from, because I tried to always have one dart in the magazine, so they knew which way to load it, because otherwise they would almost always load it backwards and then have to unload it and reload it.
Yep.
But still, you're like, no, you have to put darts in it. Put darts put the darts in the, oh, for crying out loud. Also, the number of people that tried to shove 20 darts into a 10-round magazine and then wonder why it jammed.
Correct. I always tell people, put about 10 in there. Don't go over 15.
Yeah. Like 15 max, put more than that, it's going to jam, and I'm going to yell at you. And then I yell at them.
It jammed. Yep. Pull the mag. How many did you put in there? Oh, so you're over-torquing the spring. Yeah, remember, this isn't metal. This is foam. You squeeze it, it's not feeding properly. Try again. Sorry. No need to apologize. Just fix it. Come on.
Fix it. Next. We'll get back to you.
Yes, we'll come back to you.
Number of kids wanting to try, like little kids wanting to try like the 1.2, and you're like, can I use that one? You can try. Can you prime it back? No. Then you can't use that one. Here's the flywheeler.
Yes.
It was baffling, because sometimes you'd have a grown man who couldn't prime it back, and then you'd have like a little kid who just like, okay, son, you can use that one. Go for it. All right. Just a reminder, this is a call-in show, 979-527-94. Give us a call and we'll snark at you.
This is not just me and Captain Xavier having a private conversation where you guys are eavesdropping.
Everyone enjoyed it. Like the parents, trying to be too cool, and you're like, take the mag. And I'm like, yeah. Dad always wanted to shoot it. Half the time, Mom wanted to shoot it.
It's true. And like, for the record,
girls in anime costumes wanted to shoot it. It was fascinating. The Mandalorians always wanted to shoot it. The Umbrella Corp guys wanted to shoot stuff. Hell, Optimus Prime came up and shot something, I think. We loaded the blaster for him. Like, you're not gonna be able to kneel down in that thing.
No. I want to clarify for
a guy in
people.
salamander armor came up. We loaded it for him too.
See,
people come up in wheelchairs. People with palsy. You're like, no, that I'll go ahead and fill that mag for you.
Yeah. We'll complain about certain people, but like on the whole, and again, you have thousands and thousands of people that come through that booth, and it is such an experience. Never mind watching people's faces who have never fired like a blaster before, and when they pull the Omnia and the
and it's 7 darts a second, they're like, where were these when I was a kid?
Yeah, there's a lot of joy and a lot of laughing that happens, which is
you want to
so
know
much
my
fun.
absolute favorite thing for the whole con, and I got to see it all weekend, and it was cool, was Nate, Wolfguard Cosplay, knew every character and knew exactly what to say to each of them to light them up.
Yes!
He knew the line, he knew the quote, and just seeing their face light up, because especially when you realize this has got to be in a really obscure character and no one else has recognized them, and the guy at the Dart Zone booth knew the line from the show. That was just the coolest thing to watch.
Dude, that's why he is always in my. That's how we became friends and stuff like that. And he kind of wants to live in my basement, I think. But dude, he knows. I remember the first time sitting there, and all of a sudden, and he is not a quiet person. Just suddenly randomly go, "Hey, yo!" and just yells and points. Where most people would be shocked, like, "Who's this large man yelling at me?" But again, because he knows exactly what they're dressed up as, knows what to say, and people are like, "Hey," and they reply, and I'm looking back and going, what planet am I on? I do not understand what's happening.
Yeah, it was really cool to see, and they always responded. They were like, "Okay, fine, I'll come over and shoot the thing." It was neat.
Dude, you got to come out for next year in February. It's around your birthday, Katsucon. It is anime heavy, and I mean anime heavy. We're the only ones not dressed up anime heavy, and he knows everybody. Never mind the people that know him, and that's just what happens all weekend long, where you're just sitting there going, wait, who's that? Wait, what's that? What? And that's just what he does.
Derek Jeffrey is late to the game, asking a question about the Mag Striker. The Mag Striker does have a skinny pusher. You do not need to prime it to change mags. You do have to prime it to swap between the drum and the mag adapter. Those are held in by the bolt. So those you have to prime. The magazine you do not. And the magazine adapter will not accidentally fall out. You have to want it to come out. So it's very well designed. Are there any must-include Strife reskins? And I assume you mean magazine-fed semi-automatic springers or flywheels. Obviously, the Modulus, I think, was the first... Well, the Demolisher was the first, I think, reskin that came after the Strife did. And then the Modulus, I think it was in that order.
Yeah, it was that order.
The Rebel one, obviously, is a really cool one because of how svelte and just very different it was. That would definitely be one I would include.
Absolutely. Oh, someone just
and
asked.
The Doomlands one is also just it's so small, the Desolator.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
That's right. I was looking up the dates on Fan Expo.
It is the one in August
from now.
Chicago. Yeah, August. I know it's 17th. I'm not sure if that's the Friday or the Saturday, but whatever that weekend is. That's Fan Expo Chicago.
August, yep. So 17th is the Saturday, so
16th, 17th, and 18th. It's a 3-day one. Denver was 4, Chicago is 3.
Well,
does it say what's the name of the convention center?
Donald Stevens Convention Center.
There we go.
16th through 18th. So it's only a 3-day event?
Most of them are 3 days. The only 4-day ones that we do were Orlando. MegaCon was 4-day, and then Denver was 4-day.
Denver, okay.
Yeah, everyone else, the other ones are all 3. I'm sure I think Fan Expo has a total of 20 they do across country. Dart Zone only did 6 of them this year, and of the 6, 2 of them were the 4-day events.
I'm looking up who all is going to be there.
Myself and maybe you. So that's all that matters. Come on.
No, I mean, yeah.
Oh, you mean people that actually matter?
Yeah, looking at the cosplayer list, looking at the celebrity list.
Do they have a
second
mook
chance?
list? If they have a mook list,
second
that's
chance
me
to
and
try
you.
to. Savage is going to be there. There'll be a second chance to try to hunt down Adam Savage.
There you go.
But again, I know he's busy and doesn't want to deal with weirdos.
Well, here's the thing. Adam Savage is notorious for dressing up in a cosplay and cruising the cosplay, the vendor floor in disguise.
And that's the thing is you don't know it's him, and he doesn't want you to know it's him because he doesn't want to get mobbed by fans.
But as cool as our booth is, if he catches wind that he's got to be curious. He's got to be curious.
And I genuinely think if I could actually get 5 minutes with him, he would actually want to have those 5 minutes, because I'm going to roll up and go, I would like to offer to help you build your dream sci-fi blaster as a functioning Nerf blaster. Let's make this happen. Here's what I've done. Here's my proton pack. Here's my smart gun. Wouldn't you like a Nerf cosplay level smart gun? And I'm sure he would, but again, I'm sure everybody has a pitch. Yeah. Smart blaster. Everybody has. I know. Everybody wants to, make their pitch and be on his show and become rich and famous. So I will reach out to him through the official channels, or I will harass Out of Darts for his contact info.
Yes.
Which he probably won't give me, because he knows that if he starts handing out Adam Savage's contact info to random people, Adam Savage will tell him, forget my number.
Yep, you were blocked. You were done. You are dead to me.
No, the Venom's mag release is distinctly right-handed. It's not ambidextrous. It's exactly like the Nightingale one. It's button on the side. You just have to learn to use it with your other hand. Let's see. Access price. He isn't a leading. You would think, but he's done a handful of Nerf mods. First one was just a paint job. The other one it made an extended mag on a Nemesis, but didn't actually upgrade the Nemesis. Then he did the head mounted one, which was cool, and then he got sent the Out of Darts dual arm proton packs. But
he's done a couple.
Compared to some of the others, the stuff that I do or Flux does or Out of Darts does, or, he's definitely sort of fringe. But he could be doing wild and crazy stuff.
He's a tinkerer, man. The man can tinker. He likes to make. Yeah. He's not bound by a genre. Just make it.
He's a very well-rounded nerd, which are the best kinds of nerds. The ones that don't hyperfixate on one and then go crazy because they only have the one, and if it's not exactly the way they want it to be, they lose their minds.
Yes.
I'm on the other hand, I've been particularly enjoying the newest stuff in Star Wars. One is because if I watch something, I'm watching it to enjoy it. I look for the things to enjoy about it rather than looking for reasons to make myself miserable. I never understood that outlook on life. It just seems like such a miserable way to go through life.
I would agree.
But I increasingly judge things on who it's going to annoy.
Oh.
If I see something like, oh, that's going to make all of the bigots angry, I must go watch this just to support it. And the newest Star Wars stuff is I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but they're definitely doing it. And some of it, they're creating new lore, or they're bringing up stuff from the old lore, or they're re-envisioning stuff. And so the diehard, it has to be the way I imagined it when I was a kid, or it's wrong, are hating it, of course.
Yes.
But there's also just a lot of diversity in the Acolyte. There's a lot of aliens, there's a lot of women, there's a lot of people of color, which in space makes sense. But the people that are looking at the old Star Wars and going, well, it was all white guys. And you're like, yeah, that was the problem. It was a xenophobic misogynistic patriarch bad guy. Of course, it was all white men. So when you're looking at the times before that, yeah, it's a lot more diverse. And just watching it going, oh, look at all this variety. Oh, the neckbeards are losing their mind, and I love it.
How's that for a tangent?
It also has one of the best fight scene, like lightsaber fight scenes in all of Star Wars at this point.
There we go.
That was just an incredible bit of choreography. You're like, oh. Because they move in the show like they move in the animated series.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
Jedi jumping off walls and using the Force and flipping around and using a lot more punching and throwing. There's a lot more forceful. And it's just
kind of like watching kung fu movies from the 70s.
Yeah, but with laser swords.
Yes, where they're flying and jumping and
The Empire were the baddies? Yeah. They are literally wearing surplus Nazi uniform boots and they're called stormtroopers. They look like skeletons and their leader is a skeleton in a Nazi helmet. Yes, Lucas was really subtle about it. If you don't look real close, you might have missed the, iconography that was,
And all their blasters were based off of German hardware from World War II.
There are a lot of them, yeah. Oddly enough, the Stormtrooper rifles are a British submachine gun. It's the rebels on Hoth that are using Sturmgewehrs.
That's true, too.
But you also see the Stormtroopers carrying MG42s. But you also see a Stormtrooper carrying a Lewis gun, an unmodified Lewis gun. They didn't put a single greeble on that Lewis gun. They just took the drum mag off the top and gave it to a Stormtrooper. Here, walk through the desert with it.
You'll be fine. Just go. It'll be good. It'll be good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're still going, but just a reminder, don't forget to like and share, worldfoamalliance.org. Don't forget to go register. Also, I guess we should drop some idea and hints, and the fact that, Chicago, I will be there. When someone else might be there, we'll see as they get close to it. But, and Idea Lab. Well, we'll get to the Idea Lab because I'm gonna let Captain Xavier push that. But the quick reminder, so I'm actually going to be in Europe at the end of August on a choir tour. I'm going to be in Scotland. So if you're in Scotland, let me know. I actually have a couple of people that I will be meeting up with. It's the end of August. But I will also be heading out back to the West Coast. What does that mean? I have no idea when. We haven't talked about it. But most likely there will be a sighting of myself and Captain Xavier at some event or just sitting on his front lawn imagining what kind of inflatable it should be there. And if you show up, we'll just throw a toy at you and say, go away. But sometime in the fall, it'll be probably fall, I will probably make it out to the West Coast again where we will do something. So do we have plans? No. Do we have a firm date? No. Am I building suspense here? Yes. So keep that in mind because maybe we'll say, you can all come and join us. Or maybe we'll say, no, it's just the two of us in Maritime Foam and we'll send you pictures after. No one knows, but right now everything is available. Which reminds me, Maritime Foam wants to do something in fall. So... And
cool.
Maybe we'll bring out Andrew as well, as long as he doesn't get heavily involved in what he does because of his Halloween haunting that he does that really eats up his October.
Yeah, we'll try to schedule it, to coincide with a Borst or something. One of my weekend events. Hopefully,
you going to RAG this year? Or you don't know yet.
I don't know yet. The only one that I am definitely I'm going to that one is Mall Madness. RAG is we'll see how I feel. Especially if I end up going to Chicago.
We'll all go to. Yeah. Who said that? Well, maybe we'll all end up at RAG too. So these are the things where it might work out where the only weekend is RAG. So screw it, we'll all go to RAG. But we'll see how it plays out. I just want to drop hints and ideas. World Foam Alliance might be coming to a coast near you. Or Middle America.
Right. So, Dark Zone Ideas Lab. I found out about this weekend. There is a page on their website. If you go to the community tab, or if you just search Dark Zone Ideas Lab into Google, it'll take you there, and it's where you can submit your ideas to Dart Zone, and they actually do read them all. And the person who reads them is somebody who is deeply in tuned with our hobby and understands what we actually want and is very much influential and has helped make a lot of the things that has happened happen. Things like skinny pushers. There's a reason that's a standard now. The Hammer Prime, the Outlaw, the Stryker 2.0, the fact that the Venom takes Talon mags. These are the result of people at Dart Zone who actually understand the hobby and are going out of their way to make their blasters do what we want them to do. There's a reason they finally shifted all the way to a true Talon mag. It's no longer a weird Katana Talon hybrid. It's a Talon mag. And the Venom takes a straight up a Nightingale mag. It's just that's because they actually listen to what we say, and this is where you can go and say, this is what I'd like to see. Now, that doesn't mean that if you say it there, it's absolutely going to happen. There are a lot of restrictions they have, a lot of limitations, but the more people who go there and the more people who say, we want this, the easier it is for the man behind the curtain to take that and say, this is what people want. That used to be, we wanted a high-powered hammer-primed revolver. We got that. If we say we want a high-powered lever-action magazine-fed half-dart blaster, if enough people hound that, there's a good chance it'll happen. They have to have in order for something to get created, they need to be convinced that it will sell. Well, if 3,000 people all say they would buy a lever-action blaster, that makes it worth producing a lever-action blaster. So that's where you can go and get that. So let them know. There's things that I would love to see. I don't know if they're ever going to do it. Things like I'd like a good Demolisher rocket launcher. I like air-powered rocket launchers. It's not something we've ever seen from Dart Zone, so I doubt it would ever come to pass. Adding a whole new ammo type is a huge leap for a company on that size. Hasbro seems to come up with a new ammo type every other week and try to shove it down our throat, but it's never an ammo type we want. But they came out with Mega something, XL, and I love it.
If I may, because I think this is great, just because their new ammo type was the half dart. But I think a large caliber round, I think Dart Zone, just because when they do it, Nerf just says, well, they'll just buy it anyways, and they half-ass it crap and then they ditch it. Where Dart Zone does some theory. So maybe through the idea of that, you want a larger caliber round, like something that's equivalent to a Mega or like a Mega Mega XL or like Mega a Demolisher rocket. Idea Lab, different caliber, where it's interchangeable. This is like a venue where you can put it in. And if they come out with it, it'll probably be good.
Yeah, and see, they already snuck the compatibility in there because they made their Scar barrels fit Mega XL. They made some of their muzzles fit Rival or Mega. That just shows that they really understand the hobby and how easy it is to add something like that, because they're already going to make a muzzle. Well, if they could make the muzzle a random size, or they could make it a size where it fits Mega. And the Scar barrel, they could make it this thick, or they could make it a millimeter thicker, and now it fit Mega XL perfectly. And that's the difference between a good product and a great product. That's the difference between a company that's listening to the hobby and one that wishes we would go away because we're a litigation nightmare because we mod their stuff. Dart Zone is making stuff so good, we barely need to mod it. One of the things that I pitched as an idea that I'd love to see Dart Zone or another major company come up with is tactical gear. Brightly colored tactical gear, slings and mag pouches. Because they sell the mags on their website in bulk, but there's no pouches for them. And, we've got Scared now that's making brightly colored stuff, but I'd love to see it on shelves at Walmart or Target. Bright yellow mag pouches, bright red mag pouches, purple mag pouches, bandoliers, mag belts, and they wouldn't be particularly expensive to make, and I believe Dart Zone would actually make them in a quality worth having, unlike certain other major toy companies. The only good ones Nerf ever had was the slings. Their slings are indestructible. But I'd like to see half mag pouches. And they could be real simple. You could do a real simple, injection molded one. You could do fabric ones. There's lots of options. Because it's not like we have a shortage of mag pouches. It's just they're all black.
Yeah.
Or green or camo or like.
Then look at as I look at my bin full of black pouches, bags, and everything.
Yeah, I've got trunks full of black tactical gear. I've got one orange tactical vest that needs repairs. I'm waiting for the scarred stuff. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes.
I went the other route of, okay, if I can't get my gear to be less scary, all right, I'll get the orange camo. I'll get, I'll wear a brighter shirt. I'll, do what I can. Let's see, what did people say? Mega XL, yeah, a lot of talk about that. Dump pouches, yeah, colored dump pouches, especially if they, matched the line. So for the Venom and the Striker, come out with bright or bright green. For the Walmart line, the orange and purple. For the Pro line, red. Yeah.
Again, Foamando. There's one he made.
Foamando. Yeah, Foamando does custom stuff, and it's really good quality and custom designed. But it's not mass produced. It's not available in Walmart.
No. Right now, only available in Canada, too, I think. I don't know if he ships to the U.S. I guess he does.
Yeah.
Find him on Instagram.
Yep. So
it's true.
By all means, fill out the stuff. Let them know what you would like to see, because you never know. Some of the best videos I ever made and my most popular videos were the result of somebody making a random comment on a video. It's like, I never would have thought of that. That's brilliant. Yeah. I should put a stock attachment point on a Jolt. That's hilarious. And that was my second most viewed video. I never would have done that. That's ridiculous. And I love it.
Thank you, people. Exactly.
Yeah. And then I got halfway through putting the stock attachment points. They're going to tell me that I should put a barrel attachment point. So I'm going to do that. And they're going to tell me I should put rail on it. So I'm going to do that.
And then someone's going to say, you're stupid. You should do real steel.
And then I'm not going to. Well, I do that. But,
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to us rant, do everything we do. Thanks for everyone called in. Thanks for the comments. We just love doing this. It is fun to be able to talk to you guys and to share our thoughts. And again, spread the love, spread the hobby, spread what it is we do. We are the World Foam Alliance. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to connect everybody. We all want to do this. What do we want? Do we want to just keep this to ourselves? No, we want to find more people. We want to find more venues. We want to find more things. We want to expand. Pardon me. I didn't get choked up. I just had something in my throat. No, I'm kidding. WorldFoamAlliance.org. Yes. Oh, WorldFoamAlliance.org. Don't forget to go register. Again, we need to know where you are so we can tell other people where you are, and that way you know where they are. Also, the World Foam Alliance YouTube channel. You're watching it right now. Register and subscribe. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Share. Please hit the like button. You know how it is. The more subscribers we get, the more chances we get money. The more chances we get money, we can actually do more things. Why? Because we're sort of a nonprofit, because we make no money. We just do this because we like doing it, and we want to spread the hobby. Coming up this week on Wednesday, we will be another episode of Foam Zone with Dart Sweep. I can't remember. I think he's going to have, so what he's going to be talking about is APOC and BPOC. He's going to have Zelkos on, and I can't remember who the other person is because I'm old and I'm broken like that. Hopefully someone puts it in the chat. If not, there will be advertising for it, so that's going to be coming up soon. Cap and I will have more people. Like I suggested, we might have Aaron Esther soon. Also, remember Chicago. That's going to be Dart Zone again. It's the final one for this year. And that one is going to be the weekend of August 17th. I guess my own personal pitch, if you're in the D.C. area, I will have a booth at Otakon. Otakon is an anime one that happens at the Washington Convention Center downtown. That's the weekend of August 4th, 5th, and 6th. Come find myself and one Nate, Wolfguard Cosplay, who, as the Cap has just described, will be randomly yelling at everybody dressed and calling out what they're wearing. And it is fun to watch, and it works.
Apparently the other person is Rogue Contra.
Thank you. Rogue Contra will be on. Yes, that's going to be happening. Again,
it looks like it's spelled Rouge Contra. I think that might be a type.
Could be.
Rouge Gua Contra.
Rouge Gua Contra. That's
someone in the chat says you need to get a Bob Ross wig.
That's what I know. Someone keeps telling me that, and I will do that if they make it in huge pumpkin melon size. I will do that. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. As always, be good to one another, have fun, blah, 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 blah. Tune in, check in, and we will see you. Oh, wait, the range. Did you even have time for the range?
Oh, throw something together. because I was gone all of last week, so that kind of
Kills it,
a lot of my time. Let me just quickly check and see what they voted to see.
All right, let's do that.
Let's see. This time they want to see vortex rings and half darts. Vortex rings and half darts. Yeah, vortex rings are fun. It's the only ammo type that Ire can't fire yet.
Yeah.
And that's only because I haven't torn apart one of the few vortex ring blasters I have to make an attachment out of it. I could. But that is one ammo type that Ire can't currently fire. I can fire just about anything else.
Fair.
And half darts, I got all kinds of half dart.
Just a little bit.
I mean, it'd be a good excuse to actually. I was planning to do a video testing the whole spectrum of Dart Zone Pro darts because I got my hands on some of the Nitro Plus darts.
Ooh.
Not sure if I'm supposed to.
Pretty good.
Nitro Plus, but I have them.
That never happened. We'll erase that part. Beep. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, look for another episode of The Range brought to you by Captain Xavier. This is brought to you World Foam Alliance. Again, thank you all for everything, and we shall see you next time.
Get off my lawn.
What he said.